Is your Bolognese prepared correctly? Is it possible to have too much parmesan? Is it possible to use cheese rinds in pasta sauce? There's a lot to discover here, foodies. Continue watching to learn the truth behind these little-known Italian secrets that you can use at home. From pappardelle to penne, fusilli to festoni.
Spaghetti, ravioli, macaroni, tortellini, muscacelli, linguini, and garlic ice cream.
Needless to say, there appears to be a type of pasta for every conceivable occasion, and with over 600 recorded pasta shapes according to the National Pasta Association, it's understandable that many of us are confused while deciding which one to use. However, remaining illiterate in the pasta is not an option if you want your dish to rival that of professional kitchens. In general, the pasta shape is determined by the sauce that will be served with it. The former role is to serve as a perfect vessel for the latter, with the pasta remaining coated in sauce as it travels from plate to mouth. According to BBC Good Food, each type of pasta should be served with a corresponding type of sauce. Long, thin pastas such as spaghetti and linguine should be served with lighter, creamier sauce. Rich and meaty sauces, on the other hand, pair well with the wider and longer pastas, such as tagliatelle, to maximize sauce pickup. Of course, this means that the popular spaghetti bolognese is a completely incorrect and inauthentic pasta dish. A bad worker blames his tools. You have probably heard. However, having the proper equipment is critical to produce high-quality Italian food. The same can be said for your own kitchen. Proper pasta making requires the use of the proper equipment. Perfectly sized pans, in particular, are essential for the proper execution of techniques such as la mantecatura. This is the final step, in which the noodles, sauce, pasta water, and fat are emulsified to a silky consistency. A good meal, on the other hand, does not necessitate the use of 20 different knives and a plethora of pots. The ideal compromise is to have a small number of well-crafted, versatile tools that cover all bases. A chestnut knife, used for things like preparing vegetables and scraping mussels, and a food mill. An Italian kitchen staple used to create sauces with that ideal. Distinctively lumpy texture are our top recommendations for must-have kitchen tools. Herbs are an essential component of Italian cuisine. However, our understanding of them is frequently limited. This knowledge gap is exacerbated in part by the popularity of Italian herb seasoning, which does an excellent job of making all of your different dishes taste identical. When transitioning away from a generic premixed blend and into using distinct herbs to season your dishes, the first thing to understand is when to use dried and when to use fresh herbs. Dried thyme, bay leaf, and even oregano are popular among Italian cooks. But what about leafier herbs like basil and parsley? Fresh is always preferable. Another common error made by home cooks is adding herbs at the incorrect time. Adding fresh basil to a pizza before it goes into the oven is a prime example of this. Fresh herbs are best added to pizza in the last few minutes of cooking, right before serving, or as a garnish at the very end of plating. Dry herbs, on the other hand, require more time to release their flavor and should be added to dishes much earlier than in the cooking process. And just to be clear, add your basil after the pizza has come out of the oven. Despite the fact that it is no longer an industry secret, retaining your pasta water is still an essential practice. This cloudy liquid left over after boiling your noodles becoming the emulsifying glue that holds your pasta sauce together. It's a technique that Italian restaurants have perfected for decades, and it's become popular among food bloggers and home cooks. However, the best restaurant chefs have another trick that is perhaps more of a trade secret: adding fat. When tossing pasta water into a pan to make a sauce, a little butter, oil, or even cheese can go a long way. The simultaneous adding of fat allows this sauce to emulsify even further, preventing thicker, overly starched sauce from completely coagulating. Olive oil, the golden blood that runs through the veins of Italian cuisine, is both highly prized and frequently misunderstood. Extra virgin olive oil, pure olive oil, refined olive oil, and olive oil pomace oil are the 5 main types of olive oil. Yes, it's perplexing. To make things a little easier, simply follow the professional's lead and use extra virgin olive oil as your first port of call when preparing a dish. While it is not suitable for all types of cooking, it's rich, fruity, and slightly bit flavorous which complement the majority of dishes. Extra virgin olive oil, on the other hand, should not be used to cook food at high temperatures. The oil has a low smoke point and will quickly burn, potentially destroying both its flavor and its health benefits. When performing high-temperature tasks, use a lower grade of olive oil, such as virgin or refined olive oil. Sauces, whether by ruby red and tomato-based, bright green pestos, or creamy white bechamel, are an essential component of Italian cuisine. Its significance explains why Italians are so concerned about the quality of their sauce. A complex, Rich sauce can elevate a dish, especially in a cuisine as simple as Italian, where dishes like pasta al pomodoro frequently steal the show. Where there are a variety of methods and techniques for perfecting this classic red sauce, everyone can agree that it should be cooked low and slow. The long simmer allows of those brick tomatoes to release their acidic juices, which must be allowed to evaporate before they ruin the careful balance of your dish. Fortunately, not all of Italy's delectable sauces are time-consuming to prepare, even when using a traditional mortar and pestle to grind the ingredients together. Pesto alla genovese is deceptively quick to make. However, when this simple recipe can be improved with a little more effort, simply toasting the pine nuts adds a deep nuttiness to this already nuanced sauce. Nobody can deny that cheese is delicious. However, while delicious, Parmesan cheese can quickly overpower a dish, dominating the flavor profile and ensuring you can taste little else. Italian restaurants that understand this will not piles of Parmesan on top of pasta with seafood or dishes with delicately flavored ingredients. These establishments, however, exist to serve. And as anyone who has worked in the service industry knows, the customer is always right. Many Italian restaurants will provide customers with a barrel of cheese to sprinkle as they see fit to get out of this bin without jeopardizing their beloved recipes. So it is important to remember the incredible potency of grated Parmesan cheese and the emotions it can elicit. Italian cooking is known for its simple recipes that pack a powerful punch of flavor. Consider puttanesca spaghetti, caprese salad, or even the humble pizza margherita. As all of these delectable dishes show, Italian chefs rely on the flavor and freshness of their ingredients to carry the recipe rather than always reaching for the spice cabinet. This reliance on fresh produce comes as no surprise. After all, Italian cuisines originated in Mediterranean fertile lands and pleasant growing conditions. You may be fortunate enough to live in one of the world's 5 Mediterranean climate zones. Is your Bolognese worth making if you can't walk into your backyard and pick a perfectly ripe, homegrown tomato? Not quite. Great produce can be found in cities all over the world, as evidenced by the great Italian restaurants that can be found everywhere. However, not all produce is good produce, and making an effort to source the best available fruits and vegetables in your area will pay dividends. Buying organic is a surefire way to maximize the flavor of your ingredients. Organically grown produce contains more antioxidants, which brings out more intense flavors and aromas during the cooking process, which can only benefit your final dish. You might think that professional kitchens are all about cutting-edge techniques and equipments, and you would be right. The sweet craze of the early 2000s is still with us. However, in Italian kitchens, old school is often the best school. This is evidenced by the continued use of the mortar and pestle, a 10,000 years old kitchen tool that has never gone out of style. Pesto is the most well-common application of the mortar and pestle in Italian cooking. This is because traditional pesto emulsifies in a unique way, resulting in a sauce that is unrivaled in its creaminess and flavor. The superior flavor of pesto prepared with the mortar and pestle is thought to be due to the grinding motion, which releases the flavorsome and aromatic essential oils of the ingredients. Simply put, a mortar and pestle is an absolute must-have for any cook looking to elevate their Italian cuisine. We hope you learned a lot and feel inspired to improve your Italian cooking skills after watching this video. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Here's one of the most recent videos, plus even more videos about your favorite topic are on the way. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell icon to never miss a video. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace out!